Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Scratching Post, where we scratch that gaming itch and Silly Voices returns once again this Sunday. And oh yeah, I've been waiting for this all week, as once again I gather my friends together as we are going through a playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations and giving voice to our various characters. So I think it's quite appropriate if I introduced, for the lack of a better term, the cast. So of course, joining me tonight here on the Scratching Post, we have none other than Burr.
Yeah.
We then have Drifting.
Good evening.
Divot.
Hello! Oh dear.
Loving.
How's it going, pal?
Shadow Phoenix Rider.
Hello?
And Kay.
Even in the depths of night, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not even. No. Not yet. But I've been looking forward to this because it's been a while since we've done this, and we're leaping right into it as we begin. If you can recall, hundreds of feet, thousands of feet above the floor, as we are high in the sky. One
You say we're part of the Mile High Club.
No.
By definition, not really.
Okay, so we got introduced to this very colourful and obnoxious character last episode, and
This guy.
I believe
Twitchy face.
Burr has put his oar in wanting to voice this character. So, Burr, would you like to take LeBlanc?
Yeah, let me... I said that he's giving the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant.
Yes, sir.
I want this person to be under arrest until we are out of the airport.
I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for?
What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you.
Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land.
You! How dare you try to waste my time?
You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs.
I wanted to spend even the least 1 second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are, I see through you. Insolvent, yes. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Oh, he's bankrupt?
Well, hope that I don't
I guess-
dissolve in water, but I don't think that's what you meant.
Well, after buying those pieces of artwork, no wonder he is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't... Yeah, the people on this plane, I know, right? No, the vase in his chair is literally he's got the seatbelt around the vase.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name.
I'm Zinc LeBlanc II. I'm very wealthy man in the Virginia. But I am no ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty.
So he doesn't dissolve in water, he just sinks.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I got distracted. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Also, I was looking at the wiki because there's some
pardon?
neat stuff about this guy. Like, his Japanese name is literally just Zinc White.
Mm.
Well,
Is that not the type of paint, Zinc White?
I think it is.
yes.
When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving you the runabout, I got the voice back.
I have to explain? Unbelievable! I will say it once and only once! I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say.
Time is money, pal.
Yes, and yet you continue to blather on.
Get it.
Because I earn money each time I waste time, you know? I saw it, yes I did. I saw the think going to the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock.
Hmm.
And what's the significance of that time?
At 6, he says. Wait. You saw him at 6?
Well, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body?
Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, I would say around 6:15. Ah!
Higgs was the name, was it? Then I say that man Higgs, he was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes?
Finger guns.
Hmm.
Bang, bang.
People just randomly take each passenger.
Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time.
Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice.
Yeah, they're definitely all grape
Grape
juice.
I'm
juice.
still eating. I still haven't finished. See? I like that one.
Yes.
Danke.
Yes. The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose.
Hmm.
No compliance, I see. Not a single word against this, right?
I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me.
Oh, so you say. But do you have what you say, the evidence?
You can say that for the rest of the passengers too, but okay.
Why is he playing with his nipple?
He's stroke. It's a statue. Yeah, there's a statue on his thing. So
I get on investigating, you know.
Oh, Jesus.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all?
Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain what you saw enough to give testimony?
Of course, I was looking at this man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little small machine the whole time.
Machine?
Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, 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 click.
From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer.
BlackBerry.
I believe Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself.
A simple cell phone, a laptop organizer I can see, but that's kind of low budget.
He was just trying to get a high score at Snake.
Yeah, that didn't age well. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw.
Mr. Nero,
Yes?
I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene.
What? You want to examine the crime scene?
If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit.
I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think this is how you say it in English.
Close enough.
It's a fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Mr. Nero, if you wait until we arrive, there is a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then.
I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say.
Ah, this should not be approved.
Please, Mr. LeBlanc. In an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone.
What about their co-pilot? I know, I'm just being facetious.
Now, please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back.
After
Aren't
these
they,
messages.
Oh, sorry, go on, Drifting.
After these messages.
I was
Shadow?
just, yeah, I was going to say, is the sunflowers on LeBlanc's waistcoat a reference to Van Gogh?
Maybe.
Possible.
What's-
I mean, they are on the yellow background. That's Van Gogh's.
It's not.
Call sign.
I don't know. It doesn't say anything about that on the wiki, but probably
Hmm.
because he's an art dealer.
Yeah, that's what
And then
what I was. And it seems to be pretty similar to the painting.
Yeah, I really
Yes.
like his golden buttons.
Mm.
And additionally, it says his development art indicates maybe he may have originally been meant to be a prosecutor, which is fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
it-
interesting.
he does seem to have a very. I got that kind of feeling off him, but he seems to be relegated to NPC type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
material.
I'm just gonna grab his big art so we can see him better because the things oversaturated a little bit.
Oh.
So there you go.
Lemming? Not Lemming. Bear.
Ah, you are not planning to raise evidence when you're doing your investigation, yes?
Of course not.
Ha! We will see. I will go superintending what you're doing there.
Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene.
What? Unbelievable!
I am in your debt, Miss Tenero.
However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that?
Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural, as I am still a suspect in this case.
Ah,
I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this reassurance is enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to touch the partner button.
It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge.
I guess they put Gumshoe in the cargo hold.
Well,
Going to
this
brief down
is,
here.
so, just by the way, this is before
Yes.
the previous
This is basically
so-
took place immediately prior. So Edgeworth, upon returning home, solved a murder case on a plane, left the airport with his luggage, went to his office, and then proceeded to solve another murder.
God, this man
No,
is
I need some
overworked.
sleep.
I actually gotta check the order on that because I think case 3 might have been like right after this. I think it might be 2, 3, 1.
Oh no!
Let me check.
LeBlanc
Let me check.
I think actually,
Shocked
yeah.
that you didn't notice that they've gone.
Let's talk to this person. This
She's
is.
like a super.
Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? Drifting, this will be you.
Yes. So excited.
You there!
Yeah, it is technically like there's more, but like it's 2, 3, 1, 5, like then the later case. It's like that is so wild.
Drifting?
If you need
Sorry.
something, please ask Mr. Ron over there, okay?
What the? Hey, wake up, you!
I'm terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth.
No need for you to apologise. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red.
That's the one who
Poor
doesn't sleep at
Gumshoe.
all.
Wow.
Alright, let's move on.
Edgeworth is a straight up an insomniac.
I feel like the only game with a similar like lot of time, like lot of out of order cases is Dual Destinies.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, but like just Edgeworth's no good, very bad day.
Edgeworth's Bad Fur Day.
Drifting?
Drifting. Yeah.
March 12th, 7:26 a.m. flight, whatever. First floor lounge.
I-390.
I want to thank you for your help back there, Mr. Arrow.
It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent.
Which is why we're letting you process the crime scene.
I don't want to think your standing with me has changed.
I see. I will bear that in mind.
I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that. We reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. When we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time.
So, my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board?
I don't think so. After every first-class passenger has accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a stamped keycard. And we found no record of the keycard being used at all.
Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands.
This plane has economic classes.
Yeah, apparently.
Ew.
At least I know that much for sure.
Yeah, to fly economy, it's only half a year's wage.
And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near the crime scene since the murder was discovered either.
Also, what's like the difference between first class and business class?
Money
Money. Now then.
and feet space.
Now then, let's get started.
Well, where should we start from?
Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere.
If we were to believe what you say is true, then yes.
First order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Okay, let's look around.
Also, wait, before you do that, run around. Can you? And I think you can run with, the B button. Yeah. Running Edgeworth,
Yum.
and also running Rhoda.
Even when running, he has an air of grace about him, doesn't he?
Yes.
Completely
I
unruffled.
love it so much.
My
I
hand
like the
remained
3D
perfectly
sprites. They're
quiet the
so
whole time.
fun.
Yes.
Only on the DS. That's the only way this could have been possible.
These
Or the
3DS.
3DS.
These bottles and
She
glasses.
apparently runs on heels.
Yes, she does run in heels. because-
Impressive.
Of course she's in heels. She's a flight attendant.
These
Yeah.
bottles and
That's
glasses
a
must.
part of her training.
These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area.
Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicion I have about you. Suspicion.
I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name.
Oh,
Wow, tough crowd.
go back. Oh, when you're done, go back to the left because I recognise that painting.
Sure. There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack.
This month's special is an English trivia quiz.
That's not a bad
Why
idea.
is he good at that?
I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle from a particle from a participle.
Yay! Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as a participle?
Case in point.
I mean, I don't know what one of those is.
Yeah.
Edge with like
But I-
kids on my
But
lawn.
that
Oh,
painting,
yeah.
that painting
That's-
reminds me of the painting of Napoleon Bonaparte on
Yeah.
the horse
Yeah.
with his doggies.
I wonder, it might be, or I don't know. It reminds me of Peter the Great as well.
Mm.
Maybe like a like that is an intentional homage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at
is-
it and going, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is quite
It is.
literally a version of Napoleon on Marengo.
Mm.
That was the name of his horse.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't you mean donkey? He was actually on a donkey.
This room leads to
Oh,
the
he was
flight
actually on a
attendant.
donkey.
This door leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel.
The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think the perfume would smell great. However, to me, it simply smells. Not that I have anything interested in what belies behind this door.
Perhaps you should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth?
Sorry, I spaced out for a second there.
Time was of the
Me.
essence, Mr. Edgeworth.
This grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive.
Excuse me?
What?
That's not a piano.
What?
That's not a piano. It's more like an overgrown music box.
Yeah, it's one of those automatic pianos.
Yeah. Ah, but its keys to press along with the music as though there's someone playing it.
Well, that's terrifying.
Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys.
Or you
that.
could just give that to Phoenix.
You can just start playing it by itself.
Burns were made.
Oh, there's the statues.
999.
What or who is this?
Lenin.
Yeah, clearly.
This is a bronze statue of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo Ifley.
Not to be confused by the guy who made the iPad.
Looks more like Hugo Strange than Hugo Ifley.
The one on the left is
iFly.
the one on the left is when he
Sorry.
the one on the left is when he was in his 40s, and the other one is him in his 80s.
Did the man actually age in the span of 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more.
He's a good friend of Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. And the other guy who plays Ant-Man.
Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence.
It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. Terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second.
Ma'am,
My
you're on a
frantically
plane.
started searching for gas valves to shut off.
Wait, what?
I think that's like an earthquake thing that you're supposed
Ah.
to do that you used to be supposed to do. I'm not in an earthquake heavy area.
Yeah,
so.
but ma'am,
Makes
you're in the air.
Yeah.
Some
but
people
for a
react.
second.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I get.
and Japanifornia is very earthquake heavy. So
Yes.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
both,
it's
both
based on
Japan and
California.
California are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
is Japan and California.
Yeah, it's
fair
based in, even half of it, California is basically God's Etch-a-Sketch.
Yes.
I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious most of it.
I'm just
yeah,
gonna
because of the shaking, because of the earthquake, because of your trauma response.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the fact that they have what I presume to be legit candles on this plane gives me the shivers. I hate it. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing more there's nothing that will kill people faster than a fire on an airplane.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's just a fire in an enclosed space,
Yes.
Except maybe
In a
snakes.
high pressure exposed space.
such as aircraft or submarines.
Yes.
I
Fire
still
bad.
can't get over the fact that she thinks there's an earthquake on a fucking flying plane.
People react impulsively to stimuli.
Yeah. She
It's
said,
all about
for,
that,
she said for a second, so she doesn't, okay.
It's still.
Yeah.
Would you even feel an earthquake on a plane? It's
No,
not
no,
grounded
no,
to
no,
set
no,
of
no,
Would,
no.
Earth.
but
But it's irrational.
yes.
Yeah, and she's acknowledging it's irrational.
There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence.
That's not great.
Somewhere in the distance, we hear Phoenix crying.
Oh, we must clean that up, or someone might get hurt.
Aha!
What is it, Mr.
Footsteps.
Edgeworth?
I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? I think it's
Play along at home,
Yeah.
people.
I think it's clearly the footprint.
Yeah.
There's
I'll be
also
honest,
some
I-
streaks as well. That's interesting.
The streaks are
is
from
it?
the glass.
Yeah.
No, look
No, there's
below the
skid
foot.
marks.
Oh, yes, I see what you
Yeah.
mean. Yes,
Yeah.
Like something was dragged.
they're a little
Hair or something.
they're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints.
So you think?
Yes, these belong to our killer.
Okay. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class.
I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definite match.
Oh, I see.
Still, not a bad idea.
People won't get grape juice residue on the shoes.
What floors does this elevator service?
Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard.
So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? I won't rest until I've examined every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright, well, let's first examine the statue. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here?
Oh, that's a piggy blank of our company. Pliggy. Piggy, our company mascot, Mr. Ifley or I
I
know.
think it would be Ifley.
Yeah, Mr. Ifley. Yeah. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is limited edition, and it's so popular that we're down to our last one.
You have an in-flight shop?
Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right.
EA,
Behind
is
the
that
star.
you?
The shutter to the store is closed at the moment. But it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered.
There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon?
Makes sense.
If it's a highly demanded item, could that have been a motive?
But then why leave it?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, fair enough.
Ah,
Money is thrown all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hick's wallet at some point.
so the motive was not to rob him.
Yeah, there's a cell phone too.
There is, yes. I wonder what was hanging off his lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it.
But it's missing Edgeworth, that's why you can't.
Yeah. And there's something in his pockets.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
So there is, you're right.
I feel like a good title for a stream would be I won't rest until I've investigated every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
Yes.
I feel like long, but still.
Yeah, I'll probably do that at some point.
Or even just I won't rest until and then ...
Yeah. There's something sticking out of his pocket. Oh, don't mind if I take a look at what's inside.
Dead.
It's a picture. Looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. Photo
Edgeworth
mistakes.
is an insomniac.
Oh hey, looks like his phone was attached to his lanyard.
Yes.
Yes.
Did we look at the statue
we-
yet?
Hang on, I want to
Oh,
deduce
we've looked at
this.
the statue.
Okay.
If we look at this, photo mistakes. Present! Eureka! Miss Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found.
His machine?
His cell phone, Mr. Nero.
Ah, so I guess because it's not here.
Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. So yeah, the cell phone is missing.
It's a Nokia.
Yeah.
Good thing he didn't drop
Yeah.
it. Otherwise,
it
there would
does-
be a hole in the plane.
Hold on, that looks more like a BlackBerry to me. Like Phoenix has a Nokia.
Oh, it might be. It's
Kind
not.
of looks like a Sony Ericsson too.
It's not a BlackBerry. It's not got enough buttons. BlackBerry's have
Yeah.
It looks like a
buttons.
Motorola.
Yeah,
Yeah, well-
BlackBerry has all the buttons.
Yeah, well, the thing about the wasn't the BlackBerry a thing which had the slide down keyboard, or was that a different version?
Yeah, I think it's the slide up
Maybe.
variety.
Oh, what phone made? What company made the BlackBerry? I think it's that company. Because it's got like, to me at least, it looks like it's got the little like. My mom had a similar thing. It has like little like ball.
Oh, it's literally called BlackBerry Limited.
Grape juice.
Oh.
Makes sense to connect these two here.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's a fail.
Mm-mm.
Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic.
Oh, because it's not denoting the
Yeah.
footprints specifically.
We'll probably be holding on to the Wait, hold on. What's the
What if
elevator?
the killer was in the elevator?
No, because that's only.
Where was the
I don't think so. I think we need to look at more stuff.
Yeah, I
Check
don't think
one
we
more
have
thing,
enough.
'cause
He could be stuck to the ceiling of the elevator.
I thought one thing in the elevator looked like a cell phone. Might be mistaken. It might be just.
It was. I thought it was just a
What
credit card.
was it? Yeah. What did you think was the cell phone there?
There was the orange thing on the left from his leg. That looked like a cell phone.
That's the statue.
Don't know.
Oh, I think it might be a credit card. Yeah, but we could go and check after.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters. I thought people were continuing to talk.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid we must leave them closed.
There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant.
Let's go have a look at those cards and make sure. Well, if they're significant, Edgeworth will tell us. So.
That this plane has shutters indoors.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not significant. It's just
nothing.
gonna be.
Okay, sorry.
So
Sorry
the-
to distract you then.
No, but like, so the shutters indoors. That's the thing with like malls and stuff. Like,
Yes.
and like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Without a
clarify.
plane.
yeah, they're familiar.
Yeah.
Is there?
My dining hall does that with some of like the well, not the dining hall, but like the big place with the restaurants has like
That
will
kind of
close
makes
them.
all that kind of makes me expect the plot twist that it's not happening on an airplane. And it's all just a hoax. And it's some bunker underground.
I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight.
So, Mr. Hicks, he's really dead?
Yes.
He's not moved.
He's been still for like an hour.
Yeah, he's probably gone into rigor mortis, poor guy.
She's trembling. Although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there.
Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes.
Oh, sweetheart.
Yes.
I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Miss Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard.
Oh yeah, now you can link that and the statuette.
Yeah.
Even his glasses
Yeah.
are broken.
Oh my.
Would that dead body be already moved somewhere according to the regulations?
I don't know.
It's difficult to say, but from what I know, they would try to hide the body, or they would either try to hide the body so the passengers don't get upset, or like somebody died. I think I heard a story like somebody died on a flight, was just sitting up normally, so the flight attendants just attended to them as if they were just asleep,
Oh.
and then quietly removed the body after all the other passengers disembarked.
Huh.
True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story.
Ah.
Mm.
We need to prove that they were there.
Oh.
Yeah, I will probably link the murder weapon and the blunt force trauma, considering there's blood on the thing.
So what you're saying is, I guessed right.
Ah, yeah,
Yes.
correct. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death.
Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out.
Yes? What is it?
The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head.
Hey! Nice.
Well, aren't we deserving of the master of the obvious title?
Edgeworth, be nice.
Damn.
No, Edward, be brutal.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating?
It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon.
Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection.
So happy with herself.
Perhaps Master of the Obvious would be more befitting. I'm sorry, the Oblivious would be more befitting.
No.
Worth. Behave yourself.
Oh, he's frustrated with the whole situation, so he's on
Yeah.
edge.
Only I could...
These would fit. Because if he rode with the elevator, he'd leave the footprints. Because there's only footprints going out of the elevator, not in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
I have it!
I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder.
What? Really?
Yes, it's rather simple actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather, the grape juice in this case.
Hey.
These footsteps
Stop.
here confessed to me this very fact.
That's not a great pun, Edgeworth.
That someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person.
Couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself?
Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless.
Which means...
Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator.
Murder on a plane.
Dun dun dun.
Would that be relevant? Would we want to investigate those dragging tracks as well?
Have not been mentioned, so I don't know.
Oh god. What's going on over there?
Uh-oh.
Drifting.
Huh?
Make up whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
Talk
really
like
That's
an
fine.
Animal Crossing character.
But in that case, a divot, take it. There you go.
Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! They understand what I am saying. This movie is late. It's the same level of bad as plane that I played. What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time.
What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? There's no emergency. Please return to your seat, sir.
Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet?
If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now.
What? Nonsense! Are you saying my eyes with the testimony is mistaken.
Not mistaken. Clearly that there is room for doubt. I need to pop away for a couple of minutes so I just grab my food. I'll be right back.
No worries.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Can the stream still hear us?
The stream can still hear you, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Be
so
entertaining
don't
and
say,
just talk.
A sensible talk amongst ourselves.
Aww.
Boo.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna
quick
grab
evac
some
out the
more
room,
water
post
before I
memes.
die.
Post memes. I've just got Formula 1 open on my other screen.
I've got Cookie Clicker open on my other screen.
Yes, good. That is only Cookie.
Also, happy N7 Day, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, indeed.
Mass Effect Day. I only realised when I got back, and I was like, oh yeah, it's Mass Effect Day.
Yay.
Did BioWare announce anything?
Nope.
Nope.
Of course not.
Well, there's a discount in the BioWare gear store, and there are actually some really cool things. There are some tea towels that I'm like, oh, whoa. But yeah, like I was really surprised actually because the tea towels have actually got quotes on them from the Kainalenko friendship quote unquote date on in the Citadel DLC in Mass Effect 3. And I was just like, holy shit, I never thought I'd actually see some more Kainalenko merch because he usually gets very, very neglected.
Rightly so.
Right, while our host is away, I shall give out a Ace Attorney fact.
Oh,
Sure.
Lord.
Ace Attorney fact number 133, apparently. Mia Fair keeps a secret stash of sweets and chocolates inside of her medium robes.
Ah,
That does not surprise me.
yes.
Where are you getting this?
The internet.
No, like where on the internet?
Anyone else
I
having a
googled
crunch
Ace
down here?
Attorney facts, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is crunching, but
Yeah.
Evac's not here to help.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
It
just
won't be
wanted to know it's
crunching on
not
the
just
stream.
me.
Yeah, we'll be crunching on the stream, so put up with it until he gets
I'm
back.
going to get the gold bar.
Oh, very good idea. Ooh, speaking of which, I've got a pack of those at the back of my room.
I've got
Yeah.
a pack. I'm assuming Kay and Drifting have no idea what the gold bars are.
No.
They are crunchy biscuit bars with a unique golden coating.
They're like
So
white
basically,
chocolate.
whatever Willy Wonka was selling.
It's caramel flavored coating.
There you go, yeah.
Or caramel.
Oh, yeah. Caramel.
Caramel.
Fact 105.
Caramel.
Follow Justice cannot swim.
Yeah, that's true.
What's fact number 69?
Nice.
After fact number 69. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if there actually is one.
Yes.
I am back.
So I
everyone.
was gonna say, Imre, hi, Iva. The stream is busy crunching, so if you could sort that out at some point, that would be great, please. Also,
There isn't one immediately.
Boo boo.
the Mass Effect.
They purposefully omitted that one.
Yeah.
I
One,
would consider it.
yeah. One of the tea towels is from the friend date, and the other one is from the romance date.
Oh.
But you wouldn't know that, would you? Because you killed him on Vampire.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
Never look back.
Wuss.
We'll spare him one day.
Anyway,
We
go
all
with it.
have our opinions.
Yes.
I'd be most honoured if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more.
Fine. Suit yourself.
Bang bang.
With a suit.
Bang bang, he shot me down.
Testimony time.
What I saw.
What does it remind you of, Paul?
I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator.
It does look about it is a bit like that, Paul.
Yes. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to 6 and the 12.
Oh, but that could be half past though.
True. But I'm sure it was 6. The body was discovered 15 minutes later. After that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at the time, must be the criminal.
Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seemed to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me.
So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who's having the time to wait for you?
I was going to
Why-
say there's only.
Go on.
Nope, sorry. Go ahead.
Go on.
I was going to say there's only one thing criminal here, and that's your fucking fashion sense, sir.
Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway,
Get used to it, Edgeworth.
I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast.
I mean, that's like what, twice he's been accused of murder?
Yeah.
True, but the first time, he kind of thought he did do it.
Oh.
Still.
Guessing we're just going to press everything?
Yes. Press it real good.
Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time?
Of course. I saw what was inside.
And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone?
Yes. The only person inside was Mr. Hicksman.
This last outburst is a bit too important to let go. You could just end it here. But let's press.
Yeah.
Hold it! Was he really alone?
Of course. I will bet even 1 cent.
Great bet.
That's a lot in Virginia.
Mhm.
Yes.
A cheap ante for a cheap testimony.
Yow!
If that's how you want to play it, I'll happily take your 1 cent.
Well, they do ask if they can give you a penny for your thoughts.
Yeah. I assume the pocket watch in this case is the one you keep checking, is that correct?
Oh, you noticed. It is a very expensive antique. I will have you know.
Oh, is it?
I knew a guy who had a pocket watch. He was an insufferable twat sometimes, but
The feeling is wonderful when I fully wind it up by hand.
It does look very well designed and quite classy.
I will have to charge you if you want to touch it.
That's quite alright. Let's continue with your testimony.
is he part Ferengi?
What a cheap man you are. Now return to the time you wasted back on me. And if we must, I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator at 6 o'clock. And the 69 roll of acquisition says, always watch the money.
Hold it. It's true that I found the victim's body at 6:15.
And that's when I found the two of them as well.
You see, it all matches my testimony.
Hold it. That is the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard of.
Hold it! No. Your silly opinion is what is mistaken.
Please calm down, the both of you. In a sense, you are both mistaken.
Well, if that isn't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what is.
That's just like your opinion, man.
I spy a little hole in his words. As you wish, Mr. LeBlanc, I will show you proof of my innocence. So, the only person inside was Miss Hicks. Well, we don't think so, because
So we know
reasons.
better.
I'm guessing it's gonna have to be the footprints. There's no other way.
Footprints,
Yeah.
Mm.
Objection! Mr. LeBlanc,
What is it?
there is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony.
What do you mean?
It's your
Wait.
hat.
Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator.
Yes,
are-
there's some grape juice, sorry.
There are there at the spilled grape juice.
Yes, and I don't drink grape juice. Will you?
No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints.
Footprints?
Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. Must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth?
Dang.
Please translate for us.
Mom, it seems your chef
Depends,
slipped.
Mackenzie has arrived.
No way, that's totally impossible, I guess is what he said.
Like, no way.
No way, that is totally impossible.
There you go, he said it.
I know there was no other person in there. I saw it with my own eyes.
You want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us.
I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then, what does this mean? What about the contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? I saw part 2.
I was very upset when Mr. Higgs passed by my seat. I was always checking the time and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. And I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside, no one.
Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down.
What? There you have an issue with my eyewitness testimony?
No, not at all. Please forget I said anything.
Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. There we go. Rebuttal.
Time to pick it to pieces.
Hold it! So, are you still upset now?
I am always upset. This is my secret, Captain. The only time I'm not is when I have a piece of art in my hands.
It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him.
But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me.
Hold it! Why were you so attentive to the time?
Because something unforgivable was happening.
Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier.
I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time and money. You understand the point?
Movie? You sure about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Summary of the plot and the start time. Interesting.
flight itinerary looked like a bingo card.
Yeah.
It did a bit.
They were supposed to show License to Love, Name and Murder. Part 2nd. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie. I check my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I come on board. So my watch is not wrong, it matched the schedule. The movie was still late, very, very late.
Hold it! Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask a little more about it, if that's alright.
But he's wrong because if I remember in the schedule, it says the times correspond to
All times shown correspond to departure,
time zone, not where you're arriving.
which means his time for the death of me when he saw it was completely wrong.
No, yeah, because it's the movie is at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, not the death itself, but the time that Hicks got into the elevator.
Yes.
Hold it. This movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine?
Yes! I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Name and Murder.
Mr. Nero, was this movie shown on this flight?
Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time.
Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident?
Nonsense! You doubt me?
Yes.
No, now stop pointing at me like that.
Bam, 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 bam!
Odd. How did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see?
I checked my pocket watch a great number of times, that much I know for sure.
It's my destination's time. That's why.
Hold it. You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc?
Yes, of course. I'm a very busy man. I'm immediately busy when I land.
Oh, God. God, flashbacks to work. People like, how long am I going to be on this call? I'm a very busy person. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, you know?
Yeah, no, those kind of people you just want to hit, you want to beat to death.
Yeah.
You will be
Like
on
a
this
blind.
call as long as you need to be on this call. Now shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I have many places to go, and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch.
I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made.
Allow me to give you the coup de grace.
Bah, humbug! Flatter me all you want, but you will not get 1 cent out of me.
We're certainly not getting any sense out of you.
That's all right. All I require is this piece of testimony.
Nice.
Hold it. Since you only happened to see him, is it possible that you missed something at that glance?
Hold it! Even if I only happened, I did not miss a thing.
And how can you be so sure?
Just because!
I would appreciate it if you didn't take my life so lightly with a simple just because.
Well, then I was only making a joke. I saw Mr. Hicks, alright?
Hold it. Is it possible that someone was hiding inside?
What? You dare insult me? I have belief in my eyesight. I have belief in my eyesight. When I look for art to sell, I'm told often I have great sight for the arts.
I think the phrase you were looking for was great sense, although that's debatable.
Ow.
But isn't it possible someone was just outside of your line of sight?
You are persistent, I tell you. I looked clearly.
Hold it! Why do you insist that you are absolutely not mistaken?
Because when I say I am not wrong, I am not wrong.
Mr. LeBlanc, if I may think beyond misconceptions and mistakes, lie but true. Let me try that again. Mr. LeBlanc, I think that beyond misconceptions and mistakes lie the truth.
Funny, that suspicion mirrors something I told her only a little while ago.
I honestly don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying.
I don't think he's lying either, but I think he might be mistaken about something.
Mistaken?
Yes, and I'm going to correct his mistake and recollection with evidence.
It's gonna be so upset.
And this is the professional attendant, and this professional attendant shall witness the prowess of a professional prosecutor.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a pop filter.
But the question is it here? Presented?
No,
It's in the-
yes, it'll be
In
the
the magazine, yes.
Yeah. Try. Objection!
Music stopped.
Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony.
I will set my pocket watch to the destination time when I come on board.
Now, if your watch has been set to the destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination.
Yes, and the correct time is 1/6.
I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Nero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now?
Made a short stop at a transfer point. Sorry, it's really hard to see with her on her white outfit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa.
We didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now, we are still running on a Virginian time.
What?
The time difference between Virginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule.
Very out of sync.
What?
Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony, and you can bet 1 million cents on that. In light of the information, it means you saw Miss Hicks at 3 hours prior at 3 a.m.
Yo!
Somebody want to check?
1 million cents!
Does somebody want to check any of the windows, make sure there's no leaks? Because that was a bit harsh.
That was a first radar if ever I saw one.
This should clear up all of the remaining accusations.
So this basically widens the time frame of the time for the time of death, right?
Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m., it means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question now is where was Miss Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing?
Got something to say.
And you are?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Ugh.
I'm Kemi Melee. I'm a flight attendant.
And what is it you wish to say?
Well, I think your story's a little different from how I remember it.
What do you mean, Kemi?
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting at the seat at 5 a.m.
What? How could you be so sure of the time?
Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. Do you park a plane?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That was
Yeah,
a good
they-
answer. That was a quick answer.
Yeah, they sometimes take on fuel and other bits and bobs and offload some stuff.
Yeah, I just was wondering if that was the right terminology.
Yeah. No, it's technically a stopover, but parking is pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was just having a mouthful of food. Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhengfa, correct?
Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks.
You made an explanation there, Lemming. What's your thoughts?
Did I say something?
I thought you went like, ooh, or something like that.
No, it's just about what is going on in general.
He was commenting on the food.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight?
No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhengfa.
What about the flight crew?
Few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. But eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane.
So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since the initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Edby Hicks was there in the seat when we took off again at 5 a.m.
Interesting. Alright then, that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m.
Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth?
I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhengfa. Ah!
You were here the whole time from 5 years? Then you are the only one who could be the killer.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Edgeworth, were you really in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards?
Unfortunately, yes.
But then, how do we explain the footprints?
It's not that obvious. This man who waited for Mr. Hicks here in the lounge waited to kill him. And then he put the corpse into the elevator.
I swear to God, if you say I kill you, Mr. LeBlanc.
Silence! That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken.
Well, no, that's not right because if he dragged the body into the elevator before the turbulence happened, why
Yeah,
are there
would not
drag
have
marks?
Yeah. Also, they would have been the other way, the wrong way. How would he drag walking the wrong way?
Yeah, exactly.
But what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter. Because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge.
Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc?
Ooh, do you have another idea?
I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than this lounge? The footprints. No! Mr. iFly.
Yes.
In-flight shop.
Yeah.
Take that! A murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the iFly in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious?
The such a trivial point. It only means he prepared it taking from the shop first before coming here. It does not prove you are innocent at all.
Is there no way to win with this man?
No.
Shoot. There we go. If I may,
What is it?
you see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says.
Oh? And why do you know this so well?
Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes.
And when was this?
It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.
Isn't that just before we hit the patch of turbulence?
That's right.
You were in the shop just before the turbulence?
Yes, I was.
Come to think of it, Mr. Nero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door.
Yes, I did.
And what's beyond that door?
It's the flight attendant's room.
Ah, yes, I remember you saying.
Then you were on first floor?
Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room.
Kill a
So I
bear,
went to-
baby.
So, so I went to the shop first, then the flight attendant's room.
Are you saying you passed by me at some point?
Yes, you seemed really into that issue of Sky magazine you were reading at that time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by.
I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was.
Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there.
Why did you go to the shop in the first place?
I went there for a work-related matter.
Work, you say?
Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities.
Why did you not say anything about that until now, is what I want to know.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well.
Shall we head over there then?
What is it now?
Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop?
No, I haven't forgotten. But I've already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright.
Huh? It's weird.
What is?
Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all.
What is the
I
me-
was thinking about the other captain.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Nero?
I mean, she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet here you are.
She has a point. We don't have permission to search all over.
You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Put the ship over us?
The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhonda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search his shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way.
Miss Tenero, why would you do such a thing?
Please excuse me.
Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on.
There's something about Miss Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. But right now,
Yeah, that I'm making her sound like hell. But okay.
Investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority.
I'm more interested about the teddy bear.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, the teddy bear.
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm afraid I can't let you do that.
Is her name a pun? Is her name a pun on a chamomile?
Yes.
Yes.
March
It's
12th,
because she's sleepy all the
8:30
time.
Yeah.
2 a.m. Flight 1390, first floor, in-flight shop.
Also, is it melee or I always thought it was meal?
I think it's meal. Because then chamomile, chamomile.
Yeah, good
makes
point. Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
The thing is, melee is almost spelled
It's
the same
fun.
way.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
the same. It's got the same letters in a different order.
So, this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here.
Sail!
You think?
Sail!
I guess I have to clean things up then. Tee.
Hold on! You can't clean up a potential crime scene.
Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much.
I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene.
And this little piggy bank killed a man.
There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Well, let's get on with it then.
Looks like they had a smashing time too.
First warning. First warning.
Oh, you should have seen me. You should have seen
Luckily
me.
for you, they reset daily.
The day Shadow gets 3 warnings in one stream.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm a mod here.
What are these?
Mod status is merely temporary.
Well, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it.
Perhaps that's how things
Flying out
work.
the door. Do you think somebody threw it?
I don't think this is a good idea to say in an airplane that they're flying out the door.
Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try, then buy.
No way. But either way, it doesn't really matter.
True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they boarded the plane?
Because they lost their one.
For all the shit that they bought in the gift shop.
That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Mr. iFly heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a
Debatable.
lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you?
It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach.
It is
It comes with free
extremely
jump
garish.
scares. I guess there's no fun in your refined tastes.
Hmm?
You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay?
But I never showed any interest in it to begin with.
Pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? The suitcase was designed by Miss Ragnar, who I'm very much not a fan of.
Miss Tenero designed this?
Yeah. It was a company-wide contest.
Well, it does have a very sharp design sense.
Sharp, like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe.
Yes, as in it's hurting.
I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so blah.
Miss Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Ah!
Jesus
Take him to
Christ.
cover the suitcase. You okay?
I'm fine. Go on.
I did have a feeling something was going to happen because they look slightly different from the background. I was like, are they going to move at some point? But I didn't expect that.
Well, I did say to come free with jump scares.
I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meal. Letting a suitcase free roll around has got to be a safety violation.
Do you think we care about that? We have an elevator on this plane.
She has
Yeah,
a
I'll
point.
put it back.
Yeah, the elevator.
And our staff's not trained to recognize turbulence from earthquakes.
What's the stuff on the floor?
Yeah. Well, that's glass, but the stuff here, I think those are the magazines.
That might be the Sky magazine, yeah.
Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale.
For sale?
We sell a lot of those when there's
What
some
plane
kind
is
of
this?
accident or something.
Only the
Some
rich
people buy
survive.
them even when there's nothing going on.
What was that, Divot?
Only the
Saying
rich
only,
survive.
only the rich survive.
Yeah.
Please don't let Ryanair hear about this. They're probably going, write
It's
it
just
down, write it down!
it's like the actual American healthcare system.
How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one?
I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued.
Yeah, I don't think that's, I
We've
think
got
that's
to
against
have
safety
one.
regulations too.
When a prosecutor says this shop is one customer away from being sued, that means something.
Yes.
The glass from this display case door is shattered all over the floor. Looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat?
Oh, there's a little hat on the bear.
Yeah.
It would make sense since the picture in the magazine had one of it had
Yes.
him with the hat on. So
Does the clerk stand in the corner mean something to you?
Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, it's missing its hat. So if we combine this, does that mean... Yeah!
Ah!
The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get it at it? So iFly piggy bank data updated in my organizer.
Not necessarily.
Really?
Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in the shop.
Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So, come on, how should I know anything?
I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed.
Would it be possible if one of those suitcases broke it?
Maybe. I won't
It's a
rest.
little high though.
I won't rest. Blah 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 blah. That's the empty space where it belonged.
I don't know what those are, but those statues in the bottom left, I want one.
They look a little terrifying.
Little mustachio glass man. Hello.
There. This was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank. It's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly. What is it?
I touched the glass and it cut my finger.
Oh,
It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts.
Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own.
What if I can't?
oh, what if? If the glass shards are outside, that implies that something broke from the outside, from inside out.
Maybe it was the turbulence that knocked the thing out. Well,
Possibly. Well, no, because then it would still.
I mean, this is where it belongs, so if we lose nothing by doing this. Eureka! Even though it's not Eureka. There is definitely something very unusual about this.
about what?
If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Mr. iFly bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
But they're all outside.
Oh, see, yeah, I guess it'd be like that.
However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case,
Nope, there isn't.
which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass.
That's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
It's heavy enough to bludgeon a man to death. It's heavy enough to break the glass. So.
I'm willing
Yeah,
to...
so that's what I was saying. It knocked itself out from the inside.
Ah.
Good work, Drifting. I'm willing
nicely
to...
done.
I'm willing to
My
bet...
character might be sleepy, but I'm not.
I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time, too.
That's nice.
Which leads me to believe the killer took the Mr. Eyefly from here after the turbulence.
But wait, how? Because unless the bludgeoning occurred afterwards.
That's what would apply. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Smeel, and listen when I'm talking. The murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
Do you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's fake?
Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility.
How to get burned?
Then... Wait, I can read the slide. Hang on. But then what if when the killer went to take Mr. Eyefly, it broke the glass by accident?
The display case is locked, that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, but there's one person who could have.
Oh? And who would that be?
Miss Rhoda, of course. And she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything.
Miss Rhoda Gennaro, huh?
Can you tell yet that I don't like her?
Yeah. Wait, those tracks in the grape juice, wouldn't that match those wheels?
It
The
would.
suitcase.
Yeah.
It
could
would.
be.
And one suitcase has its stoppers on there or not. In fact, I was just about to say, the turbulence would cause the suitcases to roll hazardously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what caused the damage, perhaps?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Yes, there is definitely something wrong here.
What? What's with the sudden yelling?
Tell me, Miss Meal,
Woke me up.
don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases?
Oh, well, sure, they're totally strange, like the color and such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth.
She's
Sorry.
sleepy.
These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator.
Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meal.
Oh, they've been tidied up after the turbulence.
Don't you find it unusual that these suitcases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Oh, okay.
Well, you're...
On closer inspection, they really are quite hideous.
They are.
Tee. I wonder how Miss Rona would reacted if she had just heard what you said. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I spotted something that's not quite right. The stoppers are missing on one of the suitcases.
Yes.
Take that! This is what's so odd.
I don't think it's that strange at all.
Well, maybe not to that extent.
Oh, you need to look at the absence of
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, the one that doesn't have the
I
stoppers.
mustn't overthink this. I should let the answer come to me. Take that! There's something very peculiar about these wheels. As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think the turbulence would have sent it flying. And so it's very likely this suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we?
You don't say.
Spin.
Zoom and enhance, Mr. Sulu.
I'd look on its
Right now,
inside.
like a suitcase.
Ah, look at that. What's this? The wheel is completely covered in something. This color and this scent. It appears the substance in question is grape juice.
Hey!
But why would there be juice in the wheel of a suitcase?
Because it's hit somebody.
Why indeed?
Why indeed?
It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth,
Oh, interesting.
and it's soaked with blood.
Oh dear.
But what's in the corner?
More blood.
More blood.
The more blood.
Ah, it's blood.
It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Yay, heal.
Heal. I cast healing
Explain this
spell.
to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder?
Everything.
I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used the suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps?
But aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is...
Or,
I think it's the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood? Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Now, all the evidence.
Yeah, how else would
But-
Mr. Nero carry the dead body?
In light of this, I'd say that Miss Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location.
so you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Nothing. Just that. I was thinking about what Miss Rhonda said about coming here for something.
Huh. I'm guessing this is Mr. Nero?
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Correct.
Yeah,
It is.
Good guess.
good guess, good guess. I wanted to give you a bit more time. I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he's allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you wrapped up here and returned to your seat.
I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together.
I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Meal reminded me about Mr. Nero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. To be continued.
To be continued.
Right now!
Right now?
Immediately!
After these words from our sponsor.
I would recommend we
After
all...
these messages.
Technically, that's true, because I think we all recommend we all go get a drinky, get a refill, and we'll do
Yeah.
the last hour and a half to hour and 45, whatever it is.
Yeah, and some pinkle and some twinkle.
So what we'll do is we'll just switch it over to the Beer Get Back section, and we're going to go and take a short break while we just go and grab a drink and refill.
Yes.
So we'll see you all in just a couple of minutes. Bye-bye. Welcome back, everyone. We are back and ready to rumble as we get back into the groove of things. Please go ahead, Drifting.
March 12th, 1 p.m. local time, Hope Springs Airport.
Okay.
Hope Strings Eternal.
I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. So I'm left wondering just what she was up to. Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. This would be you, Shadow.
I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth.
Hey,
Hey!
oh my.
Franziska, I thought she was still in Germany.
I go where I am needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught.
Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It'd be a bit of a relief if you are.
Don't you try to frighten me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest.
What?
It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame?
Wait! It's all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder. I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor, then beat him to death.
Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man?
Yes.
Wow.
Give it a few cases.
I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then.
That's as it should be.
Ha! I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you, of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for.
Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together?
I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town.
Trust me, I had no intention to.
Detective Gumshoe!
Yes, sir!
Too slow!
Ah!
Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Do not mess up, understand?
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him?
Did I fucking stutter? A simple yes or no, detective.
Ah! Yes, sir! Understood, sir! You just leave it to me.
Miles Edgeworth. If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay.
Thank you, Detective. You're looking slightly more whipped than usual.
So do you.
Wow.
I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective.
Beating the shit out of everybody on this plane, apparently.
Very well.
I'm loving it.
In that case, I have a few questions for you. Also, mwah, for the Franziska attitude.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
I
You
thought it
were
would be fun.
amazing.
I thought it was
Top
far
marks.
too easy to go for the accent, so I just went, I want to hurt you and kill you.
With a slight accent, you might. There was a tiny lick of an accent in there,
Yes.
which is just enough. Whether it's intentional accidental, I don't know, but I picked up on it.
It was the
It
it
was
was the
more of an
perfect
accident,
amount.
but I
I
wanted
don't know.
Sorry, I wanted to get the tone right first, and then everything else could come a little later.
She's a woman who's done with the world. Yes, precisely.
Yes. I also just wanted to say that, like, you probably didn't hear it because Discord has very good, like, voice, like, noise suppression, but I was going, like high pitched squeeing the entire time. It's just so good. But yeah, you can talk to the people and learn about the stuff.
Oh, okay, let's talk
I haven't heard this music in a while.
Yeah, like
know,
Salmonella
right?
and the lunch person.
Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. So I'm playing the customer.
Where should I go?
I recommend our air. Oh.
You can go ahead. I've had enough text as we speak.
No worries. I recommend our airport special, World Flags lunch boxes, only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunch boxes made to look like different countries' flags.
Oh, that would be really cool, actually.
I wonder if they're aiming to take Lunchland to the international market.
No, but for real, that would be really cool. Like a different kind of lunchbox with
Yeah.
like
Neat.
each country's
Yeah.
cultural foods. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. Passenger. Divot!
I'm sorry. I did it. I made it the hardest life. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore.
Yay!
He must be pretty scared. He's repeating the same thing over and over to himself.
Yeesh.
Turbulence is kind of scary.
I won't take the turbulence anymore.
This child seemed to be happy, enjoying the sight of so many planes.
Wow! I'd love to take a run down that runway.
Oh, the youth of today. So much potential, yet so misguided. Looking from behind, I think I've seen this man somewhere before.
It's only Russia World Flag lunchbox is here.
Open brackets, greater than.
Found it her.
Close brackets.
I feel the wave of creative power coming on. It's over 9,000 lows.
It's over 9,000!
Meme is dead.
It's gonna be the Steel Samurai Warrior Miyu Tokyo. Versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's gonna rock stars. So many rock stars.
Ow! I feel physical pain.
It's
So,
doing physical damage.
so the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie.
My brain hurts.
We all just took 1d4 psychic damage.
Yeah.
That means I did my job good.
So, how is the initial investigation going, Detective?
We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir.
That sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
I'd say she was a little too quick, sir.
More like you were too slow, Gumshoe.
Oh?
Ah,
How so?
I rushed over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, even when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone.
Oh, I don't know why I pressed that.
You want to save?
No, I don't want to say.
It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there'd been a murder or something,
There was a disturbance in the force.
and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival.
Well, it probably had been radioed down to the ground.
That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly, and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Franziska von Karma.
Miss Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads relating to a certain incident.
No details?
It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it. Even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. Let's walk it on.
Walk on through to the other side.
March 12th, 1:37 p.m. Flight 1390, second floor, first class.
Oh, you must be the captain.
Oh, divot to the captain.
Why, yes I am. And who might you be?
I am the prodigy prosecutor, Francisco von Karma, and I have a few questions for you.
Ah, don't you dare, Captain. Get it friendly with another one. I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy.
Did not remember this bit.
I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person.
Sure, you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I like to leave that type of witness to Francisca and her whip.
I hope you'll get the joke I'm doing with that voice, by the way.
Yeah, it's you're doing the announcement voice. This is the captain speaking.
Captain speaking.
March 12th, 1:40 p.m. Flight 139, first floor lounge. And someone's vibing in the background.
That would be bad.
Quite intensely.
Now see here.
Yeah! Sorry! I'm sorry!
How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal I told you.
Mr. LeBlanc.
Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money, as the rules of acquisitions clearly state.
Oh dear.
I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend.
So you just walk away.
Yeah. Just nope.
Oh, that guy.
Bye!
I kill you.
All right, let's talk with Mr. LeBlanc. Did you finish taking his statement yet?
Yep, all done, sir.
I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back.
LeBlanc's cargo.
If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay.
Art? What sort of art?
The itchy sort. Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small.
From fall costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts.
Folk costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat kind of looks like that other piece of cloth.
I mean, to be fair, if you were going to be shipping your statues and art pieces, you generally use a sealed cargo container on a ship
Yes.
rather than a plane.
Oh, have you seen anything on this plane that was done right?
True.
Yes.
Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's a Parisian cloth.
As I suspected. Your hat is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders come from over the seas or more.
But the cloth data updated in my organizer. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier.
No. My cargo this time is much gigantic. You detective, when can I move my cargo move?
You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal.
The stubbornness of you police is no good.
Can I just say, I really like the way this dialogue is written.
Yes.
Yes.
It really feels like someone who knows English but doesn't know English well.
Yeah. This is why I wanted this character.
And you're doing him perfect.
Mwah.
Thank
Yes.
you.
I'm
Thank you
just
very
saying,
much.
that's dialogue that's really not that easy to write.
No.
Yeah,
you're-
absolutely.
yeah.
No.
It's a bit like
That's required.
there used to be a comedian called Les Dennis, and he used to his whole routine is that he'd play the piano, but he'd play it wrong. But he said it's more complicated than simply playing it badly. You have to basically know which notes to bum and exchange out. There's a skill to doing things badly intentionally.
Yeah, especially when you know how to do it right, it's very hard to do it wrong. It is no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendance room too.
That attendant, I want to be talking about Mr. Nero. Rhoda Tenero. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
Oh, she was taken into the attendance room for her interview. And then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her.
Why is Mr. Nero's interview the only one taking up so much time? Oh no.
Miles Edgeworth, you were given 3 reign to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Mr. Nero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room.
Before I do, you still have to clean up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
No, you say
Oh lord.
Okay, Edgeworth versus Francisca.
Oh, that's gonna
no.
be fun.
this
Where's my popcorn?
gonna be good.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in this very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for the attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This, unmistakably, makes you the likeliest suspect.
The likeliest suspect, Francisca?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, it's not like you to be used such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
Any
that's
kindness
you
from
being
you is
kind,
pretty
isn't it?
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic, and fast. Let's do this.
Rebuttal.
She just looks so pretty.
Hold it! Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit?
I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes.
Hey! You say that like you're cooking your pack of instant noodles! 3 out!
I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence.
I see she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily. Hold it! So tell me, Franziska, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene?
I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you.
And nothing more?
Are you saying there is more I need to know?
Ah! Why do you whip me, sir?
Sorry, Scruffy, my hand must have slipped.
Ah!
It would appear that
Doesn't sound like it.
it would appear Franziska doesn't have the facts of this case yet. And please keep your hands off my gumshoe.
I'm not even touching
Thank you, sir.
Hold it. What do you mean by scene?
Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendance at 5 a.m. And then, from the time after that call until the body was found,
Hold it! While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, that fact alone does not make me the criminal.
objection! Ha! We'll see about that at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there is one thing that even you must admit at this time.
Hold it. Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I am the most likely suspect.
But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Miss Von Karma's got believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like, ow!
Quiet, Scruffy! Even if we were related by blood, that's no guarantee that he's not a criminal.
Ow.
Franziska, please, he's damaged goods enough already.
I demand to see some proof that you are not the guilty party.
The likeliest suspect, huh? What a roundabout euphemism. It would appear that she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in her logic, one hole at a time.
Can you fill those gaps quickly, sir? I don't know if I can take much more of that whip.
I love how Franziska calls Gumshoe Scruffy.
Yes, she refers to him as Scruffy, yes.
I mean,
Who's
he is kind
Scruffy
of
looking?
scruffy.
Yeah, you're both right.
And as long as it's not scrappy, like Scrappy Doo.
Oh no! Don't
Oh no!
remind me of Scrappy
Cursed
Doo.
name in this.
I hated Scrappy Doo.
God,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I say one thing and the entire chat goes to chaos.
Yes! Yeah.
This is the thing which deals like, because this proves that the lounge wasn't the location. We know it was used to transport the body, so we know the body was moved, and therefore, ergo, this was not the location of the kill. Objection! It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection! Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. A Von Karma is perfect in every way.
Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection! As if there is proof of that.
Where is the proof that this suitcase was moved around? Clearly, the tracks!
Your footprint.
Take that!
The spilled grape juice in front. Spilled grape juice in front of the elevator.
Yes, I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where is the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here?
I also really love how Franziska says practically perfect in every way.
Yeah. This mark here, wouldn't you say that looks especially like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection! Not so fast! This still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot.
Francis Logic Part 2.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put that suitcase back from where you had taken it from. And pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strongly of a face you put on it, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop.
Quick question, was the victim beaten by like just one blow or multiple blows?
It would have to be more.
Yeah.
Then it couldn't have been happening in the elevator anyway, because then there would be blood everywhere.
Yes.
True.
Especially that it was on the neck. It was splattered.
Well, I already know the result of this because we now know that the iFly it broke the actual display case. There's no way that we could have done it, got it before the turbulence because that happened after the turbulence. So there's no way you could grab that piggy bank at all. But we will continue to press because.
Yeah. I really am curious how Francesca basically thinks that Edward could at any moment just become totally unhinged and kill someone for no reason.
Francesca, like, this man doesn't sleep, so he's gonna go off the rail at some point.
Yeah, I was beaten by Phoenix Wright one too many times. Ah!
It takes one to know one, as they say.
Hold it. And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? As I recall, the case was locked.
That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass like this.
Ow!
With a whip?
You shattered my heart of glass.
So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and then Mr. iFly, does she?
That takes care of how you obtain the murder weapon.
Hold it. I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge.
I thought you'd say that. What? Did you think Did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood spatter in the lounge. By accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it.
Are you accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now?
We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work on that as we speak.
And what do you propose I did after that? Hold it. So I put the victim's body into the suitcase, and then, where was I headed, Francisco?
That's pretty obvious. You were bringing it to the first class where you could safely keep an eye on it.
We're talking about this thing, you know. I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary.
Annoying brat. Well then, you were intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because...
I'm the one that throws wrenches around here, Francisca. Hold it. You've experienced turbulence on a flight before.
Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while.
The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second.
Good thing it was only for a sec, sir. It'd be really bad if you really blacked out.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately,
At what point does turbulence unzip a suitcase, though?
blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place.
That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth.
Le gasp.
No, it's still
Like,
blank.
I can see it if the suitcase wasn't zipped, but why would you not zip it up a suitcase that has a body in it?
Yeah, I know. It's her logic is flawed. If I really were a criminal, do you really think I would be so easily caught?
Objection! You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now!
Ah! I have to find a contradiction fast, or I won't have much of my own hide left to save.
I have to say you are looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge.
Hold it! I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body.
I suppose that's true.
So then, you are yielding to my statements?
Don't be foolish. I still insist that you are the killer, but... in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead.
No matter what I say, she seems dead on set on making me out to be the killer.
It's a self-report.
Our logic is reasonably sound, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that is not quite right. Also, can I say that it's quite... the dialogue is really nice, and it definitely does seem like two siblings squabbling.
Yes. It
I
does.
really like the dialogue of this game.
Yes.
Objection! The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in the courtroom must learn to master.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Mr. iFly piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important. It was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then, the killer proceeded to pick up the bank from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head.
Bonk.
Yeah!
Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks.
You there!
Yes, ma'am!
Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items were all tested negative for any traces of blood.
I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears that your stall tactics are at an end.
But it's possible it's hidden somewhere else, sir.
Did I ask you to speak? If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden around the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
Objection! There is one more possibility.
And that would be?
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Hold it! Let me finish! The killer took the bank from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Franziska, the person you're talking about.
Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
For a moment, I was afraid that she would be trying to accuse Camille.
March 12th to 23 p.m. Flight 1 for 390, first floor, flight attendant's room. I'm gonna grab a quick drink.
Yeah, sure.
Let's
No
go.
problems.
So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
I...
Miss Tenero.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
All right.
Captain's permission. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy.
Makes sense. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal.
Yes, and on top of that,
I'm back.
And I mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. Wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness.
Miss Tenero, is it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly.
Yes, I was.
And why were you there?
Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Franziska seems to have struck a nerve.
Did I miss anything important?
Not really.
Not really, no. We're just kind of starting...
Got to talk to Tenero.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I did was go and check on the shop like I always do.
You're saying it was for work, then?
Yes, I'm in charge of the shop. I have to keep an eye on it. I thought that said ye.
Well, you
Not
can
of any
you can
reason.
replace the yes with you for that from now on.
I don't have any reason to go there otherwise.
After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct?
Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Mr. Nero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing.
About the suitcase.
Yeah. If you could please take a look at this for me, Mr. Tenero.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You're the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
Hmm? The last one there.
Interesting.
The last suitcase. So you're saying, Mr. Nero, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
She's
Well,
watching.
we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? And I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Oh, dear.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why?
Oh.
I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous.
Oh, no.
Subtle.
Oh,
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue...
I think I could have been less direct with my whip, Edgeworth.
But it would sting. It would sting all the more. Moving on, my issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only one.
Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction.
When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only one suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Mr. Nero, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only one left.
The other one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
Ah. She's used it for a long time? I think not. Mr. Nero, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time.
Price tag.
Yes, there's a price tag still on it.
Take that!
Take that! Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in... the in-flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who brought the suitcase was none other than you, Miss Rhoda Tenero.
Take that!
Take that. It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was...
Sorry? All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. Thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something.
Oh,
But the suitcases didn't sell.
Because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
They weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there, collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
You buy one every single time you work a flight?
Jesus. I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well.
Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase.
This receipt is clearly time-stamped 5:40 a.m.
Truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Mr. Nero, where are these other suitcases?
They should be down in the cargo hold.
Then the suitcase is the suitcase the killer used.
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, don't think that killer used one of my suitcases too.
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
Ah, how could they? These suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I've ever wished for them to be.
Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is through that door there.
And what about security?
The door has no special lock installed because... just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to.
I think Mole fucking called it.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Hold it!
Yes, Franziska?
Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells me the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a key crew member who used their key card.
Miles Edgeworth! You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Meal. I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Franziska got information out of Miss Meal?
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhonda Tenero, and only you.
Okay.
I made the note.
Oh.
Okay, didn't pick up.
Yeah, didn't pick up, sorry.
Ah!
Noise
That
suppression
pick
by
up.
Crisp for the win.
Go.
What? Is this true, Mr. Nero?
Yeah. Yes, I keep that in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on.
It's not going to be there.
Yeah. It should not be in the locker room.
I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The key card, it's gone.
Ah,
Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through.
Oh, wait, it's not like that.
You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Edgeworth.
She's being framed, isn't she?
Yeah, pretty sure she is.
What's wrong? There is disbelief written all over your face.
Franziska, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However,
Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence
know
speaks
the
louder than
rules.
words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. To be continued.
Another night.
We've still got 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay then, let's go.
Yeah.
Unless,
I need to drink.
go.
I need to drink though. That Francesca voice really like.
yeah, if you need to get a drink, it's fine. I think.
I can imagine.
Yeah. You're awesome as Francesca.
Yes.
Oh,
March
Wow.
12th, 2:52 p.m. Flight 1390, lower deck cargo hold.
Ace Attorney fact number 33. In the French translation of the games, Dick Gumshoe is called Dick Detective.
Nice.
Also, in the French, if I may, just real quick, in the French translation, Edgeworth is called Benjamin Hunter.
well.
Like, actually, that is his name in the French translation, and it's not changed in any other frickin' translation.
That's
It is only
weird.
changed in that one, and it makes me like. There was this whole like. I remember when like the Ace Attorney fandom like rediscovered that, and they were like, "What the what?" They were.
Why?
Everyone was very confused and very
It's like,
like, "Why is this
why?
the thing?
Yeah.
Why is he changed in this one specific version? Also, why is he changed to such a silly name that is like a real name, but it's silly?"
Because the French be like that.
Yeah, they
Like,
do.
Even
Hmm.
Phoenix's name in this is the same in the French translation. Why is Edgeworth different?
They have something against Edgeworth, apparently.
They might
Actually,
have
I
something against
check.
Miles, I guess.
Maybe. Wow.
Kilometer.
Ah.
Kilometers.
So this is the
Kilometers
cargo
everywhere.
hold, huh? Phew,
Bye.
it's so big!
Oh, sweetheart. Ooh.
This plane has a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating.
It is an,
You don't
it is an
say.
impossible plane.
We've established this.
So, this is the real scene of the murder.
There is certainly a higher probability of that, which is why we are here, correct?
Okay, let's get investigating, sir.
Well, we got a lot.
According to the wiki, so I was just gonna say quickly one last word about Benjamin Hunter. It's like they have a whole explanation for why his name is that, but not why his name is not Miles Edgeworth.
Ah,
Interesting.
well, let's have a look. Well, here's the obvious. Suitcases with one missing.
Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-see suitcase fair.
In suitcases, Batman.
These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over.
This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy.
I think I might have hit your friend a little too hard.
Oh? Why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness.
think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see it. $1,200?
Jesus Christ.
I think I'll pass.
And Mr.
I
Nero
don't think I've been paid for a year.
Mr. Nero wonders why they don't sell. You'd need 2 jobs just to buy one.
Yes.
Edgeworth, have you seen the people on this plane, though?
Good point.
They certainly seem to be a
How much
high-class
does she-
clientele.
How much does she earn if she buys one every flight?
Yeah, no, that's the first thing.
Depends on how
Every
many
flight.
flights she's having.
Wait, was that drifting?
Depends on how many flights she's actually on.
Well, the implication is there's a flight there and a flight back, so technically she ends up with 2 suitcases.
Jesus Christ.
That means every day, assuming she does a flight a day, she's spending $2,400.
Oh, God.
Christ on a bike.
It definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments.
Interesting. I wonder where they could have come from.
From the glass case?
No. I think I know exactly where they came from.
Oh, the glasses!
The glasses. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses.
And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected.
So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir?
Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
It
Oh,
looked like
God.
Francisca. Can I borrow your whip for a second?
Hey!
Perhaps it's
Yeah,
a bit
but
early
I-
to draw that conclusion.
I honestly really forgot that glasses were made of glass.
Well, some are, but it's rarer these days.
Yeah.
However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon.
I mean, nowadays they're made from like plastic, but that can still shatter. So. I know this because
Hey.
I work at an optician.
What's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir.
So, this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look.
He's very deaf.
It's like you can ask.
There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir.
Wait, a file?
And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir.
Looks like a
Excuse me.
It looks like a profile on Francisca.
And I hope he got to my good side.
Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her?
Would that be the side with whip?
The clothing she's wearing is a little tighter than what she usually has.
You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder.
Yes, I was.
Why at this airport?
I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol.
Interpol. Interpol is involved.
It's a top secret operation, so I can't tell you any more than I already have.
And Mr. Higgs was Interpol, I guess.
That
Yeah.
would fit why.
What is it with... Sorry, but what is it with secret Interpol agents and getting murdered?
Yes, I know. This is the second one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
well.
it
Multiple
involves
ages like, guess I'll
abortion,
die.
And there was abortion in on the plane, so I guess it's more
Yeah.
smuggling nonsense.
So
Probably.
cold. Oh, God.
Well, the logic would fly sound if we link Yeah, because these two would go together. It would fully explain why he's got a profile. She
Yeah,
was his contact.
or to avoid me.
Good point, actually. You're right. Oh. Thank you for following Gunrock82. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska?
Oh, I know.
Uh,
You gonna say?
I was just gonna say that's the friend I mentioned.
Oh, welcome.
Oh.
Hello.
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 Right. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir.
Franziska said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here, and he followed her.
I am right here, gentlemen.
Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was in actuality an Interpol agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do.
You literally had that conversation standing right in front of me. You really think I didn't hear you?
And where did you get a suit like that, sir?
You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you?
Nonsense. What are you talking about?
We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed? Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol agent Hicks. Isn't that correct?
I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first.
So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent?
Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Oh my god, it's a Borginian smuggling ring as fucking usual!
For God's sake.
Also, how would you miss Franziska in a crowd? I mean, look at her.
Yeah.
Bro,
The crowd would certainly part.
she wouldn't let you, loser.
Yeah, the briefing details would simply be look for the whip.
Yep.
You
Follow
are
the
great.
sound of whipping and screams.
I am surrounded by idiots. He
Oh, hi,
went
Scar.
undercover to investigate this crime.
And I'm here too, sir.
And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. Which probably explains why I was so fucking pissed earlier.
I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold.
But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage.
Exactly.
Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ow!
Agent Hicks came down here for a work-related reason. Of that, I am sure.
Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Franziska, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation?
No. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed.
I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in.
Hi, I'm an agent from Interpol. Can I go down to the cargo hold?
Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then,
Wait a minute.
the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases.
Oh no, that's me.
They entered the elevator. Oh, sorry. My apologies.
It was me, never mind. Sorry,
entered the
I
elevator.
didn't notice it was...
I didn't notice either. While they were riding it up. The plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor.
And also explains that patch in the corner of the suitcase. That's probably where his head was lying, so the blood soaked in. Also, before I voice Francesca, wasn't there a picture of Hicks in the cargo hold, standing
not
in
the-
front of something?
That was
No.
not the cargo hold. That was a like museum, I believe.
Yeah, look at it. There's railings and
Yeah.
such.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that might be an indication of
Maybe.
something he's looking for.
Maybe. Good shout.
That big stone face scares me, by the way.
Yes.
That,
Yeah.
that also can be some kind of art auction or something.
But where's the air marshal? Gunrock asks, but where's the air marshal? There isn't one in this universe.
There isn't one.
Yeah.
We don't. Hang on. I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage.
What? Really, sir?
Hmm.
I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenario.
Dun dun dun.
Oh god, am I gonna have to fight you again?
Yes.
Definitive evidence. Here we go.
To be fair, you got an advantage. You got a weapon.
They
it
bite
was-
and fight.
If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks into the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhonda Tenario. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you?
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. That's a rebuttal. The hiding Egyptian art inside those statues. Okay, let's just press everything and go for it.
Oh,
Press all the buttons. Press all the things.
Hold it! That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Meal, or even the captain.
Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, crop in hand, much like Scruffy over there.
Hey! Hey!
I can't disagree.
Scruffy looking.
I can't disagree with her on that. Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand.
Hey!
Very well then, what about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal?
Ha! I thought you might ask about her.
Hold it! But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero.
Objection. It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father?
Ah! Yes, well, while I don't have any evidence,
Be quiet! You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointed to Miss Rhonda Tenario, you know. It's not just the keycard that gives her away.
Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Mr. I-Fly piggy bank?
Yes, she's also the only person with a key to open that display case. That's true, Gunrock. A plane can fly itself, but a plane must first be programmed to do so. Also, it cannot take off and land without pilots.
But that is a fake...
Objection! Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon.
I think it's a suitcase.
What should be examined further to ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? Well, it makes sense that the body, because if it doesn't fit the body, then... Yeah.
I think it's a suitcase. I think he was just unconscious, and when the turbulence hit, he hit his head on the inside of the suitcase.
Interesting theory. Although, we'll see
Yeah,
if...
but that wouldn't be enough to kill him. But
You don't know that.
the body.
Also, we also don't know the answer to how the body can pop out, because we've found out that the suitcase is not zip opened, is opened by a latch. So that explains why it can pop out. Franziska, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions.
Oh, was I?
Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you were made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon?
Scruffy!
Yes, sir!
Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy. Immediately.
Ah! Yes, sir!
Oh, sweet autopsy report. You'll set me right.
And if not, you'll just update it.
We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
What is it, Detective?
They're still doing the autopsy. But they say they already know one thing for sure.
Report, now!
The doc said it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back.
From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back? He was beaten over such a wide area?
Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir.
Well, maybe Drifting's right. Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean?
Hey, well, that's,
Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, Detective?
Oh, well, they said they were looking into that, sir.
Pathetic. You're completely useless.
Yeah!
Divot, do this. Divot's not out of voice. Divot.
So I told you already, you can't go down.
Oh, this
Bah.
is
Is
Burr.
it me? No, you remove yourself from my way.
What is all that racket?
Or else a game of tennis.
My luggage, my cargo. They're mine and I demand you return to me.
We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand, I'm a little patient.
I suppose there's no choice.
Finally, I think you get. Hey,
Oh, Jesus
what are you?
Christ.
Geronimo! You have left no choice but to use strong force. Rah!
You won't get past me.
Watch me.
This is... Wait! That's it! That's what this whole thing had been about.
Yep.
Edgeworth, there's an attempted murder.
You're probably wondering how I got here. Well,
Further, there is the matter of that key to the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Pretty sure that should be come up empty-handed. Okay.
The dog said that one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down his mid-back. Is he dead yet?
I hope
will
not.
be.
I hope not.
Okay, so
I
yeah.
feel happy. I feel happy.
Combine
Look out,
this.
she's dead.
you can't throw me back. You'll kill him if you do. Time is frozen.
Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulders to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger.
The whole
A
case.
sizable weapon.
A sizable weapon. Weapon couldn't be found. It was the fall that killed Mr. Acme Hicks. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sorts. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration.
As in, the floor. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here?
Franziska!
What? What do you want?
I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon.
You did?
He really jumped!
Oh, gumshoes.
We didn't realize it until now, but the answer's been right in front of us this whole time.
He might be hurt! We should go check on him, sirs.
Be quiet, Gumshoe. The adult's talking. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit.
This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across.
Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence.
You two aren't listening at all, are you?
Be quiet, Scruffy. Come on then, show me this real murder weapon you speak of.
Ooh.
Standing on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
The entire
Yeah.
plane.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly fool meant to fool me.
Christ.
What do you mean I don't have any evidence to show?
Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks's death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I figured out what was the real cause of death. He died via a freefall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of his death is free falling to the ground.
He fell
to his death?
Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back, and the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death.
But the murder happened inside this plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from?
As I said
Have you
earlier,
seen the size of this plane?
Yeah.
the answer has been right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean.
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
Well, he was pushed.
Wait! Then we're in trouble. We might have a second death on our hands, sirs.
No, I'm okay.
Mercy. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal.
I'm not dead, pal. Quiet! Why are you screaming?
He's alive!
Of course I'm alive. I'm too fat to die from fall.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that.
I suppose it's true that it's not possible given the current circumstances.
The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean?
Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then?
He would have been a Bojinian pancake for sure, sir.
Oh, they are delicious, I tell you.
I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. A shame. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios.
It may be there now, but there is no proof that it was always there.
Ha! As if there could have been a window of time where that giant box was not there.
Turbulence.
Ah, but there was.
What?
What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always there where it is now? Refueling in Zhengfa.
Ah,
And transfer cargo.
Cargo.
yeah.
I don't need to check it. We know that it does that, so... Let's need to go back.
And it-
Take
it
that!
comes to-
You refueled in the Republic of Zenfar?
Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zhengfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question.
Ah! It's labeled Zhengfa Express.
Correct,
Ah,
meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zhengfa. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time?
It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe Zenfar leg of the flight.
Making a clear drop from which Aiden Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible.
Ah, but your theory's still very far-fetched.
Allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Oh, okay.
Right, I'm gonna nip away for a couple of seconds. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Sure. While she's
It's
away.
a pretty interesting flight route as well, from Europe through Asia to Japanifornia.
Question. I think we can get this case done tonight in the next hour. What do people feel about
Yep.
that? How do people feel about that?
I'm
Like,
up
I
for it
could-
because I have tomorrow off work.
I'm
I
also
do
up
not
for it.
have
Let's
to
go.
tomorrow after work, but I can stay
wouldn't
here.
mind.
I can understand if Divot has reservations, but also Divot's not too many voices, so
I'm not working tomorrow. I'm just sat here listening, so I'm fine.
in that case, all we have to do is wait for Shadow and see if she's okay to continue. In the meantime, I will examine this, because why not? This is a rather large piece of cargo.
There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see.
Wasp is super close to me. I just pray for me, y'all.
What was that?
Kid's having a
wasp?
water problem.
There's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
is like right next to me. I'm
Okay.
staying very still.
I hate
Let's
wasps.
see. Olive Red Statue. Never heard of it.
Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime.
Okay,
back.
it's away. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Hey, welcome back.
Good.
Whew. I'm sorry for
Hi, Shadow.
that.
No, it's fine. You're having trouble. Then let's get investigating, sir.
I didn't miss anything, did I?
Not really, no. We're basically just examining the statue. Or the
Okay.
cargo, which mentions it's got a statue in it. Question, Shadow. I theorize we could potentially get this case done in an hour.
Yeah, sure. All right then.
If we do exceed 10:30, then I will end it, but I don't see us doing that.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
sure. I'll just have to like yeet myself to sleep.
Sure. Oh, God. Really now?
Stop touching my statues! Look here. Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission.
Ah! Don't rush up on me like that, pal.
Then don't touch my sheet.
No one would want to touch anything that you own.
So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him.
How did they get them off the top of the thing?
He got up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Despite my wishes, let me tell you.
My other's a massive box with just bed sheets.
I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc?
Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This olive red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe even much, much more.
Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold.
$10 million cents.
I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of instant noodles that makes, Detective.
Don, how did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year.
Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place.
Oh, I do love their like relationship though. It's so good.
It is great.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. So that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars?
Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It is a very valuable piece of art, so no. There will be no touching.
That said, 10 million cents would be a mere $100,000.
Gunrock says if the
Quite a hefty price for a statue.
Gunrock says if the cargo wasn't there when he fell and it was loaded or moved later, how could the person who loaded the cargo not see the body? Maybe because I think by that time the body had been moved by the killer.
The body might have
Yeah,
been
it's probably
in
been
the
stuffed in-
elevator already.
I mean, look
Yeah,
at
or the
the,
look
look
into
at
the
the
suitcase.
yeah, exactly. Look at the suitcases behind. There's one missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, hold on. There's one thing which I'm just thinking about right now.
Hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
You won't allow us to see it because it's a very valuable piece of art.
Do you think I'm a smuggler now?
I think that's exactly what you are.
I would say so, sir.
Right.
If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further.
What is it with Borshinians and smuggling? I swear to God.
I know, right? Fake statue.
We are Ferengi in disguise.
About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How dare you say my art is fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zingler Blanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say?
It says plain as day. The cargo was put into the plane in Europe.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. The statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate.
No, that's...
Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there.
I left red certificate ad data jotted down in my organizer. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right.
This! I know I've seen this somewhere before.
Of course, there is a photo.
This is the Alif Red. It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it.
Hold on, it's not even red.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the
This
eyes in
statue.
the photo were red.
This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe,
We gotcha.
I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
So here's my theory. This is the real statue. It was loaded in Europe. This is a fake.
Fake?
Yep.
So that gives it... So it would have been moved.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wouldn't have been here. Simple as that.
Yeah. Or the documents have been
Yeah.
forged.
All that. I believe a closer look is warranted here. Let's have a look at the statue.
Look.
Ah. So this is the infamous Alif Red statue,
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something?
There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail.
Well, the eyes are wrong, but
Yes.
Eyes are wrong. It is. It is connected to this picture, Mr. Hicks. Eureka! These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think?
Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir.
No, Gunrock. The picture was not taken on board. That's the mistake I made. It's taken from what we presume to be a museum.
I don't think you see what
Elsewhere.
I'm talking about.
No, I do. But it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir.
That's actually rather profound, Gumshoe.
Hmm.
Ah, the memories. I remember stouting out in that field, spinning with my arms out till I felt ill.
Aww.
I don't.
Profound that is gone.
I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo?
Huh? Ah! Sir, they're red!
As I
They're
thought,
blue eyes.
this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc!
What do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I allow 2 seconds for your answer.
The Alif Red, I
It's
suppose. This is your pride and joy, is it not?
It's the biggest trophy of the European trip. Do you know I have wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago.
Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is going to be a long story.
Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you may have my heartfelt sympathy, but
What is that? Sympathy? For what?
you'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes.
That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes, the statue in front of us, and the one in this photo.
Why the sudden yelling now? Oh. It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe.
Now, do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake.
Very obvious fake.
A fake!
You're right, Shadow. Whoever fated to do a really good job. I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhengfa, and I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Ooh.
It's probably full of those silk rings.
Those silk cocoons.
It's standing on the... It's standing...
Oh yes, it's on the thing, so it
Oh.
has to be placed on top of it.
What's this? The statue looks like it's tipping all over its neighbour's cloth cover.
Gunrock, if you mean the glass shards that are in the cargo hold, they are from the glasses of Mr. Hicks that they smashed when he fell.
Gumshoe?
It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense.
You, what did you say now? Further, my clothing hand is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen.
Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinates.
Why should I forgive if the dress passes? Unless it's an expensive dress, you keep it.
Also, now that Shadow brought it back up, if he fell from that height, why are his glasses still on his face?
We might have just pushed there
You might have glued them there, sir.
to make it more believable that he was just hit with a blunt object.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There's clearly a contradiction here.
What are you going on about? It is just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo.
I was worried for a second there.
Ah, that's not possible.
But it is. It shouldn't be this way. But the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhengfa, there is no way that any part of it should end up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhengfa.
But then what about the cargo certificate?
Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why. To secure proof of smuggling activity on board this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do it. He had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane had landed.
That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner. He would have no way to prove the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates.
I guess the victim knew the real version was going to get nabbed, huh?
Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could have been loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zhengfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zhengfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer! Move this statue immediately! I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now! Vite!
Ooh, who's forensics?
Anyone want to take forensics?
Miss Pacoma, I'm ready to report my findings.
Okay.
Okay.
Go on.
After moving the olive red statue out of the way, we tested the area underneath with lumino, and there was a reaction.
Ooh. I see, there was a reaction to lumino, an indication that there was blood in that spot.
Can we stop looking at it now, sirs?
It would seem that my deductions were correct after all.
I suppose it would appear that way.
The culprit cleaned the blood up well.
And how do you think the killer did that?
How did the killer clean up the blood? Well, with
The cloth?
the cloth. Take that! The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zhengfa.
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover.
So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhengfa?
There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. If that's true, that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhengfa, then this becomes highly suspect. Miss Meal's testimony. We remember what she said. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
It's here.
Was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m.
But he wasn't.
But he wasn't. He was dead. Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zhengfa.
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in the seat at 5 a.m.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but
That totally contradicts the facts, sir.
But why would she lie about something like that?
I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself.
Oh, water.
To be continued. Right now! This last part I think is quite quick. My estimates I think are still pretty much conclusive. We can get it done in the next 35 minutes.
Believe in us.
Believe! If not, we'll
I believe.
finish off next time
Right.
and we'll start a new case as well. So fun. But regardless,
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe that Mole fucking called it.
Yeah.
March 12th, 3:30, 5 p.m. Flight 1, 319, lower deck, cargo.
I'm just fucking sleeping.
Miss Smeal. Miss Smeal!
Huh?
Do you recall what you said earlier about when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zhengfa? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we even ever touched down in Zhengfa.
Oh.
Miss Camille!
Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did.
Wow. Wow. No one can make a mistake so large, Miss Meal.
But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time.
Yeah.
This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction.
Very well, Miss Meal. If you please tell me about your alibi during the time span, from just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found.
Are you telling me that I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Meal's
I'm
alibi.
tired of your shit. You interrogate her, Francesca.
I'm sleeping. Oh. Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room all by myself. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self.
How is a man
All
supposed?
by myself.
How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that?
How
Miss
do you
Meal,
press that? Oh,
wake up! She fell asleep again. So the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her.
She should be rather called some Kate Atonic or something like that.
Yes.
Gatatonic, I love it.
Yeah. Is she drooling? Oh, she's drunk. No, I think just very tired.
Hold it! Miss Meal, wake up!
Wake, I'm awake.
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this flight attendant this instant.
Why ask me to wake her when you could finally put that whip to an appropriate use?
I was just thinking that, actually.
Does that require consent?
Hold it! If I remember correctly, food is being served in first class in the lounge between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhonda.
Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time?
Eating and then having the most delicious dream.
You mean you were neglecting your duties?
Hey, sleeping's part of our job too, you know.
As seen.
Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up!
I'm awake. I'm awake.
The sleeper has awakened. Oh no.
Ouch! What do you whip me for, sir?
Oh, what did I miss?
A poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead.
Really? Huh. Sorry about that.
You better be.
You can make amends for that by continuing with your testimony.
I have a feeling she might have enjoyed the experience.
A little bit too much, sir.
Hold it. So you were alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah. She even popped her head in to say hi.
Oh? Well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do?
Don't
Should
use
I
my
raise
words
an
against
objection?
me.
Let's raise an objection, shall we? Miss Meal, there is a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
What are you talking about?
I actually don't know. It's possible that... Oh, of course!
Because what's her face was buying her
She
thing.
bought the suitcase and
Yes.
brought it to there. So there's no way that... Yeah.
Yeah, she has to be in there. And also that means she was alone in there, so she could have taken the key card.
I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal.
Huh? Receipt for what?
It's for the suitcase that Miss Tenero brought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m., Miss Tenero.
Okay?
Where did you come from?
Oh, she was there the entire time.
Finally get to talk again. Yes.
Huh? Nice the killer here. I thought you had her locked up by now.
Oh, whoa. Interesting that you say that.
I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct?
Yeah. Yes. I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which, I went straight to the attendant's room to drop it off.
And did you see Miss Meal there at the time?
No.
So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Miss Cammy Meal!
That room.
I'll be the one to ask the questions here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know.
Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true.
But it's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage.
You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out?
Next one. Reasons for suspicion.
Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew.
No, Mom, it's because your tits are on full display.
But you think that maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda, too? She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
I think the only person who's looking sus is you right now.
Please leave Miss
Yeah,
Tenero
really
out of the
sus.
conversation. Only you are under suspicion. For now.
I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of like...
I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
Sure.
Hey, that gives me a chance.
Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Let's rebuttal.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Alright, let's press. Hold it! No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. Your statements regarding Mr. Hicks also turn out to be a bunch of lies.
Say I wasn't an attendant, you wouldn't suspect me then, would you?
Yes, I suppose that's true enough. Hold it! She is already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten?
Oh, yeah, I guess I just forgot.
Remy, don't tell me you suspect me too.
Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it.
Can't believe you would think that. I mean, me, a killer?
Miss Meal, what did you mean by now by just no one else who could have done it?
Yeah, actually, how come?
Yeah, go on.
How come there's just 2 flight attendants in such a huge plane?
Yeah, I know, right? Although,
It's also
Well, maybe
there's
they're-
only one captain and there's no co-pilot. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's one. There's 2 per floor.
that's what I was thinking. That there's 2
Yeah,
for
that makes
first
sense.
class, and there's others throughout the plane, but those 2 are the only ones in first class, then have access to the cargo hold. So,
That makes sense.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
and what are you in charge of, Miss Meal?
I take care of the attendance room.
And the captain, it seems.
That doesn't count.
Aw, but
Neither
I
does
spent
the
so much
captain.
time in there. It might as well be my responsibility.
Let's hope the captain doesn't weigh in on that.
Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented at languages.
Mmm.
She assists passengers who may not speak English.
And the love languages, I see.
Especially those who speak Virginian. She's the only one on this flight who is taught.
Ooh,
Fluent.
fluent in Borginian, huh?
Yeah.
Ah.
Ah, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
Yeah, so I'm really good at Virginian.
She's fluent in Borginian. And I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borginian.
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Virginian.
Very interesting. This is a new statement.
Yes, it is.
Would you mind reading it, Drifting?
Well, I'm in charge of the attendance room and some Virginian stuff.
Well, that gives us a perfect resolution to this. Objection! So, you are the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borginian. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Virginia for a while.
If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Borginian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Alive Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you.
Ooh.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, the snake bubbles are her blowing bubbles.
Yes.
Let me try this line again. Hang on. It is exactly as you say.
Are you confessing to have participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on the document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There is no direct correlation, after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Also, can I say, Drifting, mwah, on the transformation in terms of the attitude.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Chef's kiss, it's marvelous.
Ah,
Thank you.
Yes.
It's exactly what you do whenever there's a character like this who has a sudden shift, is to just change their voice to and their demeanor, because her demeanor definitely has changed.
Yeah. Also, I noticed something with her sprite art. I think her shit. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm just gonna say her shirt slipped a little
Oh, okay.
on the left side.
Really? All you did was sign it?
I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded to the plane properly. So sorry about that.
My bubbles.
It did.
It seems she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight.
Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection! If you were involved with the smuggling, you would have had a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring.
Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is still a smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this ring for work purposes.
So perhaps this is some element of a setup at play in this case.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First, it was myself, and now Mr. Nero, who is under the microscope. Seems to me that a killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up or that she isn't?
Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Mr. Nero from the very beginning. The suitcase. Take that! The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Mr. Nero for the murder. Mr. Nero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor. Wouldn't you agree?
Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway?
That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case.
Who the murder victim was?
Yeah, it's where it took place. Not when, doesn't matter who it was, it's where it took place, the cargo hold.
Yeah, because otherwise it would have been seen.
Exactly. The special circumstances is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Mr. Nero or myself. In other words, anyone who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Mr. Nero or myself, but you, Miss Camille. Only you and you alone could be the killer.
And?
Huh?
Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
Ah,
Don't bubbles at me, woman.
I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for?
The
Something I still can't quite fit into the big picture. No.
Oh,
the
the missing
cell
phone.
phone.
Yes.
I don't have any actual evidence,
I thought not.
but that's because it went missing and still is.
Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on, and that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you're waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me.
That's wrong.
But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with them?
Precisely. I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Come on, get serious.
Huh?
If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Franziska, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do. Oh yeah, we're just gonna ring the fucking phone.
Yep. Agent Hicks's phone! It's ringing from somewhere, sir.
I bet it's under the sheet.
I hear it, detective.
Oh,
Now, where's it coming from? Okay. Just getting quiet.
Oh, it's in here.
March 12th, 12 p.m. Flight 1390, first floor flight attendant's room.
The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir.
Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it.
Quick question, is it on the bed?
No, I
Or
think
in the
Probably.
Yeah,
trash?
it looks like it.
it's not. Oh. Oh, what am I doing? Let's skip to the text. Why do I have such a bad feeling about where we're going to find the phone? Bed. It doesn't seem to be over here.
The trash can then?
Then let's look somewhere else, sir.
Maybe it's the open locker.
No, you...
Yeah, it's not there.
Is it in the suitcase?
It might be the.
Yeah.
Oh!
The ringing's coming from in here, sir.
What? No! It can't be!
This has gotta be this victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is it, sir?
It's wrong. It's
It's Miss Tenero's.
What?
wait, no, but that still fits in because it still
Yeah,
could have been
that's still
stashed in the.
Yes.
Part of framing. Yeah.
March 12th, 4:28 p.m. Flight 1390, lower deck, cargo hold. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone?
I found it in the flight attendant's room in Miss Tenero's locker. Okay.
What? But
Shadow?
Run the scenario.
I'm sorry.
know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Ternero right away.
Objection! Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Mr. Tenero's locker at the same time.
Objection! This is related to the keycard, alright? In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the only bird we cannot ignore. That is the one bird we cannot ignore.
What should I do? This is right, I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating
Something
on
in
it.
our logic.
Hold it!
Sure. What now, Miles Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We'll examine this phone in more detail.
Run, Rhodo, run, says Gunrock.
Yeah, run,
Nice.
run, run. The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. Aha! It's a camera's lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of the smuggling? Franziska, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? I'm sure.
Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir.
This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine could take photos just fine.
Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case. If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos on here for our killer smuggler.
Oh, I love this
But the
big.
sir's all busted up, sir.
Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone.
Ah, I'll find a way, don't you worry about that.
Go back to sleep now.
Objection! The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also the reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data.
What?
What do you mean by that, Franziska?
It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Franziska, your phone, if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now.
Ah, teamwork.
This is...
Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case.
Hey, the Elite Red's nowhere in this picture, sir.
But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right?
Oh, it has all the evidence.
Ouch, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks's killer, sir.
Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use?
Wait, no, because the suitcase. The suitcase is still there.
Yeah.
It's still there, but
Yeah,
that
the one was missing.
we know it's still used though. That doesn't solve anything.
But it's missing now.
Missing, that's true. The fact that all the suitcases are here in this photo is odd.
Agent Hicks was still alive at the time. So what exactly is so odd about the suitcases that haven't been used yet being
Yes, well, I was only pointing out things that are different between now and then.
there? Your off-topic ramblings have put this attendant to sleep yet again, Miles Edgeworth. Sorry, that's kind of my fault.
That's all right. I'll give Sleepyhead here a rude awakening, a deafening objection, and a contradiction.
Well, there's
What
no
are the bed sheets?
Boxes of bedsheets. These are still in the cargo hold. There's nothing unusual about them in particular, but I can't shake the feeling.
We are just playing around. Mind if I go home?
Oh, bitch! No, it's. Don't you see though? If you're trying to mop up blood and hide a body, what would you grab first, people?
The bed sheet.
bed sheets.
Yeah.
But then she sees the first box labeled Borginian cloth, goes right for it because only she can read Borginian.
Oh,
Oh. That's clever.
What's all this? Please tell me I'm right. Please tell me I'm right.
well, the music stopped.
Oh, they are cargo shipped from Virginia to Zhongfa.
The reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zhengfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere.
You're
Yes.
bang on the money.
Yeah, you are sir bang on the cents. One cluster of boxes is written Virginian. It says it is clothes in English.
Yes!
Yes. Holy
Cloth.
shit.
Could it be? Is this where the killer...
What? What is for the scary face?
Miss Smeal.
Yes.
It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is.
Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
I fear for Mr. Artlight's head.
The Porsche cargo, the piece of...
Also-
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's a long session, Doctor. We're just I think we're on the edge of solving this.
We're nearly done.
When
Nearly.
done.
It's the cloth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what is that supposed to prove?
The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I've finally found my answer to it in this very photo.
Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
No, goddammit.
Virginian Joe.
The cargo that was unloaded in Zhengfa had cloth written on it. In Borginian, that is. Now this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up with blood. Shit, yes!
Yes.
You're good at it.
Go.
That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cammy Meal.
Hold it! Huh, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched for all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or in Borginian.
Do because
Objection. Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature.
What?
There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, well then,
You just grabbed the bed sheet.
logically, the killer would have opened this box first.
as you correctly pointed out,
Yeah.
Hey, it says bed sheets in English right on the box, sir.
I did remember that. I remember that the cloth came from here, and then I saw the bedsheets and thought, oh, that's it.
amazing.
Precisely. And bedsheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say?
Really getting into character, you are.
So what are you trying to say?
That if I were the criminal, this box of bedsheets would have been what I would have thought at first.
However, the killer chose to use some Borginian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold, so they were afraid to leave signs at the box that the sheets had been opened. However, the Borginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhenfa.
That's right. This is why the Borginian cloth was used. And the only Borginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Cammy Meal. You and you alone.
Oh wow, using the bear as a meat shield.
It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zhengfa authorities in time. Maybe even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes.
Murder is a good prank, but only in a good cause.
So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Zhengfa?
Oh! Well, that went on longer than I expected.
Yeah, it's fine.
It is.
I love that though. Like that's such a good breakdown. Honestly, like this one and one that's
Yeah.
coming up in like case 4, I think.
You
Like
did
those
call
two
it,
are
Mom.
tied.
Absolutely,
Mo
100%
work.
called it.
Yeah. You're on the money from the very start.
Yes.
Go drifting.
Yep, somebody needs to
Well, he-
answer that phone because he called it.
Drifting.
Yes? Okay. He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here and he started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. I yeeted him.
This is
It's
my
my joking.
journey.
This is Virginia.
March 12th, 5:26 p.m. Flight 1 is 390 first floor lounge.
We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir.
Very good, Detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that?
They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully, we'll get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir.
She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business.
I think she also swallowed some of that bubble liquid.
Probably.
It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
I wonder if it's a stand-in for a cigarette, because she starts using it when she's under pressure.
Yeah.
Could be.
Okay.
Mr. Edgeworth. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
Truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
That's...
I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it.
Give it to
No. I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer.
a gumshoe.
I got something for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at iFly Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Now, I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go. Bye.
I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir. But boy, was it fun.
Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way,
Not earthquakes!
where's Franziska?
Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure.
Departure?
Yeah, Miss Montgomery's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding a case.
Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier?
You got it, sir. Also, do you need that suitcase, sir?
I'll keep
March
hold of it now,
12th,
Gumshoe.
5:47 p.m. Hope Spring Airport.
Franziska.
I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter.
I have no intention of wasting your time, however, it has been a while since we last met.
I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am?
You are Franziska von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect.
Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing peril living her life on the name and fame her invincible father built.
True, your father Manfred von Karma didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible.
What are you talking about? The group I'm on the trail of is a little more than troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture.
Sounds like a dangerous assignment.
You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself.
Yes, I suppose you can.
Plus, there is another agent on this case with me.
Oh, another agent?
He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows? You may even run into him one day.
Foreshadowing!
Considering Interpol's track record, he's gonna die.
So cold.
I was so reasonably caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths.
I suppose. but I doubt he would say the same.
I'm not following you.
You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back. In full. Farewell.
And you're scruffing mud.
And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for a whip.
I can reach you from here, Scruffy.
Detective Gumshoe.
You're gonna miss your flight.
Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation.
Oh, it was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again.
Aww.
I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight.
Just how much did you cut your salary by, Francisco?
I can afford my apartment and noodles.
Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office.
Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want.
Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play, and the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident.
Ruh-roh.
Huh? Edgeworth speaking. Ooh, Divot. You're gonna do this character. Think old, money, and powerful. Or just do your Don voice.
I was muted, sorry. Finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through.
And you are?
Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy?
Mr. Amano. Ernest Amano, correct?
Ah, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped.
He literally just got back.
The end. And next case is gonna be so awesome.
Next case, the
You know that
kidnapped
joke I
turnabout.
made about Gumshoe telling Miles to sleep.
Am I gonna do that one like those lines, then someone else is gonna voice them again? Is this the?
Well, what do you mean? Someone's like, no, I reckon you, because I've been talking with Kay, and we think you should deal with Mr. Amano if you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Don't Amano.
Or do you
Yeah,
want me to
'cause
do the voice like this for him?
Well, when you see him, you can make your own mind up.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I know what
exactly.
it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of it comes from what they look like. So,
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
I'll post reference photos of what he looks like in advance. You can get the voice being found.
cheers.
Yeah,
The
I
voice
can grab
may
that
change. Then.
actually.
In
I
that
have
case,
the wiki open.
in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the cast list and photos of them, and people can like, I want to play that character, I want to play that character, and that way we can get it surfed.
Ah,
I think that's
Streamlined.
yes, it spoils
That
names,
makes
but I
sense.
think it's a good idea. So,
That's all right.
Yeah.
yes.
but no, I want to thank I want to thank first of all my co-streamers, my cast, as it were,
Mhm.
for joining me for today's session, especially going over the hour mark, hour and 10 minutes overtime. I want to thank you all for being so patient with us and busting through this case. I want to thank Burr,
Yeah.
Drifting, Divot, Lemming, Shadow, and Kay.
That was absolute fun.
Normally, I'd go through the little case of what's everyone doing this week, but I want to cut this as short as possible. We've already gone overtime, so I was going to simply have a sign off and say, I will see you all tomorrow, everyone, where I'll be talking about X-Wing with my good friends, Doctor and Jarvel, and maybe some Jedi Knight afterwards. We'll see. Good night, everyone!
Good
night.
night. Good night.
Good night.
Oh man.